up, guys? JZNES here, going to show off my Sega Saturn set. Here we have just a brief overview, and I'm going to show these games all a little bit more in depth here in a moment. Yeah, there you go, my Sega Saturn. Then there's Myst. Also, I picked up a guide for more recently, which is awesome. Or my friend did, really, but Myst is the first-person sort of adventure game, puzzle-solving kind of thing. We got point and click, and you know, it's classic. They ported it to like everything, but yeah, Myst. I don't know what to really say about it. It's it was a benchmark title for its time, you know, and the thing that interested me though was that, I don't know if you can see it there, but Sunsoft. I don't know if they made this, but they published Myst at least. If they made Myst, that's kind of interesting because Sunsoft did a lot of great NES games, you know, like Journey to Silius and the Batman game and whatnot. But yeah, Myst, it was a few bucks. I picked it up. Less than $5. I think it was like $4 or something like that. And you know, if you can get a Sega Saturn game for less than $4, then of course you do. Nights into Dreams, the long box edition, which is actually a little bit more harder to find or whatnot, because most of them came in that big box thing, which is pretty cool, and I wish I kind of had that, but not bad to have the long box edition either. I think that'll look nice. That looks nicer on the shelf for sure. Yeah, Nights into Dreams. What can I say about this one? This one is a classic. This is the Sega Saturn game. This is what everyone knows the Sega Saturn for. It comes with, oh yeah, well, shoot, I was saying I was going to show off the controllers and stuff, but I actually got it with the 3D controller, which was the first analog controller of its time. Yeah, but Nights into Dreams is a fantastic game. You fly around and you try to collect stuff, and it's almost like Superman 64, except done like super well. Like, you know, like Superman 64 as a side-scroller like game. I can't even explain it. That's not a very good description, because that's gonna make it sound like it's shitty. But man, Nights into Dreams is a fantastic game. And I got this in the controller, I think, for like $40 or $30 or something like that. So pretty decent deal, especially with the controller, which I use for a lot of stuff if I can. So yeah, Nights into Dreams, really great, underrated hidden gem sort of thing for the Saturn. But it's the game that most people know the Saturn for. So it's kind of the Mario 64 of the Saturn, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you know, it shows off the system really well, the defining game for it. So. Yeah, and then we have Night Warriors, which I picked up from Disc Replay as well, a long time ago, and this is actually, it's Darkstalkers 2, I guess, because it says Darkstalkers Revenge. So that's like a fighting game. It's pretty good, actually. It's actually not too bad. It's a lot of fun. Good Saturn game to have if you can have it. The animation is actually pretty decent on this one, and oh, this has a little foam thing. I might put that in the Nights, actually. That's pretty cool there. And then here's the game. Yeah, Night Stalkers, really fun fighting game for the Sega Saturn there. So I got this for like less than like maybe $7 or something like that. So pretty cool, pretty good deal. Next up is one that I picked up at Disc Replay for about $13, I think. I don't know if it was even that expensive. I think it was probably about $13. Maybe it was $20. I think it was $20 actually, but not a disappointment at all to pick it up for like $20. But this is Rayman, the original Rayman, the first one, the side-scrolling platformer one, which is awesome because the Saturn is like known for that. Personally, I'm more attached to the PS1 version because that's the one I grew up with, but having it on the Saturn is awesome. Just to think that a game with this much replayability like came out on the Saturn, like, this is a really hard game. I beat this. That's a really hard game. I beat this game like a few years ago though, like just because I had to, because because it's been bugging me since I was a kid. It was just one of these things, you know, like, and I wanted to see it, but damn, I mean, this is such a hard freaking game. But I had to play it on the re-release on the PSP, so I could like take it with me and do it. But you just play the levels over and over and over and over again. You go to the first level, you grind 99 lives, and then you go to that level that you were on and keep going through it and through it until you are perfect at that level. It's a hard freaking game right here. But you know what? Great game. Very good game. The music and the graphics in this game are unbelievable. And the Saturn version's not bad. I've actually played it a little bit, but of course I prefer the PS1 version. But it's a good port of Rayman if you like Rayman, and it's actually not the easiest to find. I remember when I got it, the guy who also sold me the Saturn, and I haven't talked to him in a while, but he also really wanted this game because he's a big fan of Rayman, and we had a lot of games like that in common. He's a big fan of Saturn as well, but I picked it up. I was offering to sell it to him, but he just never went through with it, I guess, or something. But glad I didn't, because I'm going for the full set now. So I have Rayman, and it's awesome. Okay, moving on. Next game, Robotica, another disc replay pickup. This one was like $7 or something. Pretty decent first-person shooter. You're like a robot or whatever, and you're first-person shooting, and it's Robotica. There's not much to say. It's Robotica. It's a fun, decent little first-person shooter, and it's relatively inexpensive. Another game for the set. Shell Shock, which I forgot I even had this. I guess I must have got this at Disc Replay. Yeah, probably. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Shell Shock. It looks like a first-person shooter. Sort of deal. Maybe like Battlezone. First-person shooter. That's all it is on Saturn. Is first-person shooters, which is fine. I mean, good stuff. But yeah, it's probably a pretty decent game. I don't know. It's another Saturn game. I don't think I probably paid too much for it for sure. Must have been a few bucks. But yeah, it's Shell Shock. SimCity 2000. Great game. You know, it's a lot of fun. The Saturn version, I'm not sure how good it is, but it was a few bucks. It was like $5 or something, so I had to pick it up. I knew I had to have it. But yeah, I don't know. Pretty good, you know, game. Everyone knows what SimCity is. It's not like The Sims now. You know, I forgot that that's probably where that started, right? It was SimCity. It's interesting, isn't it? Is that where it started? Is this even related? I don't know. But anyway, SimCity. You build stuff and you try to keep your city alive or whatever. You know what SimCity is. Alright, just moving on. Sonic 3D Blast. Another disc replay pickup there. Probably, I think it was like $8. Pretty good find there. I wish it was Sonic Jam because I hear that's the better one. Haven't really played it, but it's advertising some pretty cool games there. Bug 2 and Nights into Dreams. And yeah, Sonic 3D Blast. The Sega Saturn never had like an official like really like Sonic game, you know, so it's cool to have this, I guess. It's like a port of the Genesis version, or maybe the Genesis version was a port of this or something. But yeah, I don't know. I hear it's not the best game, but it's Sonic. That's cool. So, whatever. Sonic. Michael. Tomb Raider. The funny thing about this is most people think Tomb Raider started on the PlayStation. But Tomb Raider was actually in... sorry, I'm trying to think what's the word I'm looking for. It was conceived basically for the Sega Saturn, if you believe it or not. This is not a port, this is the original Tomb Raider. This is where it came out, and then eventually the PlayStation was selling better, so they put it out on the PlayStation and PC and every other freaking console ever, basically. But yeah, this is the original right here. Pretty decent port of it. I wish it had the 3D controller support, but it sadly does not. So you have to use the D-pad, which, it's not that great. I'm sure if they would have ported the second one, it would have used the 3D controller, but you couldn't expect everyone to have the 3D controller, but you know, you can at least build in support for it. Even D has support for it, I think, if I remember correctly. Didn't D have support? I don't remember. Maybe not the analog stick, but you can at least use the. I'm not sure. I know there's weird games that you can use it that aren't like conventionally 3D games, but Tomb Raider, it was a few bucks. It was like $5 or something. So there you go. Picked it up. Disc replay fine also. Okay, so down to the end here. Tetris Plus. Tetris 2. Where is that? Tetris 2, yeah. Tetris Plus is Tetris. It's Tetris. Yay! I mean, it's not lying. It was ported to the PS1 and other systems of the time. Was Tetris Plus was a pretty common game for all those, and I don't know, just a few bucks. I picked it up. Tetris Plus. It's Tetris. Virtua Cop, and I have actually beaten this game. Was this what came with the Saturn? This was the game. It didn't come with the Saturn, but this was the game I got when I picked up my Saturn. It was at the other disc replay that I didn't pick up my Saturn from. I got it the same night. It was a few bucks, so yeah, and I didn't have a light gun at the time, so what an introduction to the system, right? But you know, I figured I'd pick it up anyway. And there's not much to say. It's a great light gun game. If you have the light gun for Saturn, you know, it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good game. That's a really good game. And you know, if you have a second player too, they can play with you. And, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's Virtua Cop, you know. It's a good arcade port. So, well, and then I should actually probably talk about this, which is my big box Virtua Cop 2, which I got also at Disc Replay for $30. And it came with, is it this one? Well, anyway, it came with one of these light guns that I have, because I have this one, and then I have this one, which I can't even tell the difference anymore. But anyway, it came with one of these, the light guns, which is awesome. That's why I got it. And also a not big boxed version, not a big case version of Virtua Cop 2. It's just on a standard CD thing, which, I kind of would rather have the other one. But that's fine. The big box is cool to have. Virtua Cop 2, apparently they came out with this same style for the first one, so that long box Virtua Cop might be not uncommon, but like not the most common thing, I guess. So someday I'll have to get the big box version, or the big case version of this, so I can put that in there so it looks better in the collection. But yeah, they also had for the box they had a Virtua Cop 1 as well, but I just haven't run across that, so I didn't pick it up, obviously. Okay, so there's that. Virtua Cop, not bad. And then Virtua Fighter 2, which I picked this up. Apparently this is a pretty common game, but it's in really decent shape. Really nice shape, and I just love the cover. It's really like shiny and stuff. Hey, there you go, Virtua Cop being advertised there. But yeah, I don't know, this Virtua Fighter, apparently it's the Sega Saturn's like premier fighter, like their version of Tekken. So you know, I guess the case isn't in the best shape, but $3 for Virtua Fighter here, so I'll take it. You know, Virtua Fighter 2, it's a new game for Saturn, so I got that more recently, so that's fun. Virtua On. Now this one I did get online because I'd heard Happy Console Gamer actually talking about it. I think was who it was, but I think he was talking about the Dreamcast version. But I don't know. I just wanted the Saturn version because it was, you know, it was because I'm collecting for the Saturn, so the Saturn version is the one I wanted. But the Dreamcast version is probably better. It controls all right, but it's like a mech fighting game. It's very strange to explain, but not a bad game. It's kind of I wouldn't say it's uncommon, but it goes for a bit more. Well, at least when I picked it up, it did. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it was a bit more than most of these other games here. So, Virtua On, which is good, and then ending on a low note, Virtua Tennis. it's Virtua Tennis. I picked it up for a few bucks. What can I say? There you go. So that's basically my Sega Saturn collection, and I showed the 3D controller, but here's the controller that came with. And I have two of these little 6-button controllers. And that's pretty much the entire thing there. I just wanted to kind of show off my Sega Saturn collection, talk about it a little bit, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and leave a comment down below about what's your favorite Saturn game, what I should pick up that I don't have. Obviously I'm going for a full set anyway, but it's just nice to hear like what you guys would think is a great Saturn game or whatever, with some hidden gems on the Saturn, because I don't know every game so far. So yeah, and I'll regularly update my little Saturn collection here as it goes along, and do some unboxings, which is there's already one film for that, and there'll be more in the future. I got a pretty solid big game coming, so leave your guess down below about what game. And if you already know, don't put it down below, because you know the other people haven't guessed yet. You guess, but yeah. Anyways, this is JZNES saying keep it classic, and shit. I screwed that one up. Don't forget to keep it classic and stick around for more reviews and underrated games. See ya.